Hello, I'm Tammy Wardway, Director of Entrepreneurial Services at Fawcassin, and we're back again to give you an update on the PPP. So the first recording we had made, we told you basically all about the PPP, how you could qualify. We've taken you through the application process, and now we're in the forgiveness process. And as we've said in every other correspondence and discussions with our clients, this information is changing, and it's changing rapidly, but we're bringing you this information as soon as we've had time to absorb it, digest it, and get it out to you. So here we are again today, and I want to talk about some key changes. Now, I have with me HR 7010. It has not completely passed, but we thought we'd go ahead and get this information out because from all indicators that we have been given, it will pass. So I do want to say that, and then of course once it does, we'll get any kind of changes to that out to you, but we really do think if it does have any changes, it's going to be fairly small. So let's dive into this. Good news in this, and that the covered period that we have all been focusing on is this 8 weeks, and it's brought us a lot of anxiety and trying to manage this 8 weeks, and especially for those of you out there whose businesses were not even open when you got your PPP, or you had limited capacity during this PPP. Well, now what this tells us is that you're going to have a 24-week period after your PPP origination date. Now, what we think that's going to mean, and again, I say think because this is all subject to potentially changing or the details, getting honed in on, is that the 24 weeks now should be expanding the 8-week. We just want to make sure because, one alternate thought could be, is it still 8 weeks but within an expanded 24-week period? So that is something that we're not sure of, but for all intents and purposes, it does look like it's 24 weeks now. So this would be nice, and that when you first received your PPP and you were limited on your payroll, now maybe you can shift it to today, which a lot of businesses on Monday the 1st are open. Now, a little bit of strategy that we're going to have to help you through, in that some of you have already started spending that PPP. So we're hoping that because you're now open again, I know it's not full capacity for a lot of you, but that you're open, that 24 weeks is going to give you a little bit of relief, and it's going to give us some time to help you get through this too. Then the other part is restoring your FTE, that is your full-time equivalent. We talked about that before, how you're going to calculate that. There's a simplified method, and if that's not favorable for you, you do the full-on method of dividing your employee's hours worked divided by 40 to get a percentage of your FTE. So before, the Act said that as long as your FTEs were restored by June 30th, then you were okay and you weren't going to get an FTE reduction on your PPP forgiveness. Well, now HR 7010 has expanded that to December 31st. So again, we have a little bit of breathing room. We have some time to get our operations fully, up to speed, hopefully, and this is going to help us with that too. Now, when we originally had talked to you about what is in payroll cost, we were hoping bonuses and hazard duty pay. Some of you out there are paying what's called hazard duty pay during this 8-week time. Well, now we've been told that that is permitted and considered a wage, so that's good news. But I also have to tell you something for business owners, and this will especially affect a Subchapter S owner. You do have a cap now, so you do have a $15,385 cap, and then in addition to that, we were thinking maybe you also could take bonuses. Well, now we found out there's going to be a calculation based on historical data back to 2019. So again, we're going to have to talk through that because originally, just like you, we thought bonuses could be counted. Also, another good thing that's come out of it is the 75-25 split that we've already discussed. Well, now basically it's going to be a 60-40. So it might give you a little bit of relief if your payroll's not quite at that 75%. There's going to be a calculation around that. And then let's say you have a portion left over that's just not going to be forgiven and it's going to be termed out as a loan. Well, now instead of 2 years, it's been expanded to 5 years. So good news with that, because I know some clients were worried about a $1,000 payment a month, and how are they going to make that over a 2-year period? Well, now it's been expanded to 5. So everything here in this HR 7010 should, for the most part, give all business owners a little bit of relief, a little bit of breathing room, some time to come up with strategies. And again, as always, we're here for you. We'll get you through this, and we'll let you know as soon as there's any more updates to follow. Thank you.